Debbie, did you just hear me talking to you? I can't quite see you, but I will be getting on with you in just a little bit. So just know, hopefully, you can see me talking to you. Hi to everybody signing on. Good to see you. Um, Good to see you. We are going to do some live readings tonight. I am excited. We have a special guest tonight. We are going to do one reading that we have kind of pre-scheduled. So we will get to that here in just a little bit. Hi to everybody signing on. Just a reminder, don't fill in a bunch of your information in the comments. Hi. Don't fill in your information by like telling me what you want or why you're on here, stuff like that. I know everybody's here to get a reading, so I'll do as many as I can, and I'll tell you about all the upcoming stuff I have coming. And there is this lovely lady named Debbie who's waiting in the wings, who I'm going to do a reading for. I kept saying I was going to do like an online reading, and I never got to it, and she kept buying tickets. So I was like, you know what? If you want, let me put you on Facebook Live, and then we'll just do it this way so that she at least is guaranteed a reading. So any of you guys, hi to everybody signing on. Welcome for any of you that this is your first time. Hi, Jerry. And so I'm just going to talk for a little bit, and then we're going to get right down to business. You guys have me on here tonight for an hour. And I wanted to let you know, hi. I wanted to let you guys know that my open house is on the 27th. Everybody is welcome to attend. The classes and stuff, it will all be live streamed, but the readings and stuff will be in person. So you gotta show up for that. There's also live drawings and stuff like that. And I was thinking that since there's so many people coming, that I would do so I'm doing a drawing for 2 half-hour readings. I'm doing a drawing for a house blessing with my friend Misty, where we come out and actually like bless your house in person. A house blessing kit. And then also I was thinking about maybe raffling off like a couple of lives like this for people that watch out of state, so that they can have the opportunity to kind of like join in too, and raffle that kind of thing as well. So anyway, that's kind of my plan. Hello. One thing is Stephanie will put the links in here, but if you want to go to my open house on the 27th from 10 to 2, please RSVP through the website. You can RSVP on Facebook, but it's better to do it through the website so that we can keep track. We're pretty close to being maxed out on the amount of people that we can have. If it's online, you're welcome to attend online. That's unlimited. But as far as in person, it's a lot of people. So if you are interested in that, hi. If you are interested in that, I'll be doing a few different things. I'm starting off with like an introduction and talking about some upcoming events, like the class I'm doing with Dina, which I'm excited about. That's in February. So I am going to be talking about that, the Soul Rejuvenation Workshop. And then I will also be doing a little demonstration of mediumship for about a half hour, talking to some people's dead people. And by the way, this is all free. And then I am going to do a little mini class on like Q&As about Halloween stuff for any of you guys that have any like questions about it. Do a little mini class on how to bless your house before and after the holidays. And then we'll do some raffle drawings. And then I will be doing more readings. There will be some Susan Psychics there. If any of you guys have taken classes from me and you want to come out and do some readings, for tips, that would be lovely. You're welcome to pass out your business cards and stuff at my events, because I think there's plenty for everybody. But if you're interested in that, please private message me or Stephanie and let us know what's going on. Stephanie will get all that stuff kind of posted here in just a moment. And Debbie, we're going to wait till I just get a few more people on here, and then I'm going to jump in and do your reading. Anyone else? So she is just the first reading. I just wanted to do this for her because she keeps buying tickets to my events and I am like just doing them in person. So I wanted to be able to give her a reading. And so we'll do that one. And then after that, I'll still do some more. Okay. So like, don't think that that's it. But if you want to sign on, and do it in person where I can see you, awesome. I will put a link up. Stephanie will put a link up. You can click the link. I'll only take though the people that I think that it belongs to. One thing I just want to tell you guys, just because there are so many ridiculous scammer people out there, don't let yourself be scammed. Don't put a bunch of information in the comments. You don't need to do that. No psychic worth their salt is going to reach out to you and say, private message me for a free reading or whatever, or try to get you to pay them. So don't do that. If you do want to see a psychic and you can't necessarily afford to see me, I do have a referral page on my website, which you're welcome to look at. I have great people on there that I absolutely trust you guys with. If you want to do any of these kind of events like in person where I talk to people's loved ones aside from the open house, my friend Anthony is coming into town in the middle of November, and he does amazing readings, and he does things like I don't do, like get people's names and shit. So it's pretty cool to get to see both of us work together. There's still some tickets left for that. I would just say definitely get on top of the tickets because that always sells out both nights. So just so you guys know that. And I think it's like on a Wednesday and Thursday or something. But Stephanie will post that information. Oh yeah, there she is. She's posting the information. I will send the invite link out when I'm doing readings here in just a little bit after I do Debbie's. And please just do not put your information in the comments because people just suck. So I don't want sucky people to encounter you guys and have you be taken advantage of, because I'm quite picky about you guys. Very protective, very mama bear. All right, Debbie. So I'm going to bring you on. Hopefully you're ready. Here we go. Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing tonight?
Okay.
Good. I was telling everybody, you brought tickets to my thing and I haven't done it. So I'm glad we got to do this. Hopefully you don't mind being on camera.
That's okay.
So I thought we'd just give this a shot. So have I ever read you before?
A long time ago.
A long time ago. Okay. So if for some reason I talk to anyone's talk to your loved ones and I've talked to them before, sometimes I can tell, sometimes I can't. But I'm just going to kind of tune in. So I'm going to do this just the way I do for everybody. And you guys, if you're commenting, just know that I can't read the comments without doing this and having you look up my nose. So that is why it's better to just have a person on camera so I could just talk to her and deal with it that way. So if you are commenting, just know Stephanie will be responding. And also know if you get any strange messages from someone saying they have a message for you or some shit like that, just ignore them, block them, whatever. They have nothing to do with me. So this is what I tell everybody when they get a reading. So I'll just do this with you, Debbie, just so everybody kind of knows what it's like. So, I'm a psychic and a medium, so I could look at your life, talk to your loved ones. My intention in our time is going to be to meet your greatest need, whoever that happens to be. You don't have to tell me anything as we go. So yes, no, and I don't know is totally fine. I did come up with this new saying that is less information is more validation. So less is more in this particular case. And so I'm just going to kind of start talking. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. So yes, no, I don't know is totally sufficient. And if I'm wrong, don't be shy about telling me, because sometimes I just got to go back in and reinterpret. And I'd rather we just have like an authentic experience versus you having to agree with everything I say. So that's the thing. And then I will, just because of the nature of this and what I'm doing here with you, I'm going to connect to some loved ones for you, but then I'm going to see if there's anybody I missed, just because I want to make sure to get to, and so all you got to do is give me a name. So like Bob, not Grandpa though. So you give me a name that's not an identifier if they don't come through, but anyone that comes through, I can easily talk to them. And so if you are ready, I am ready. And for you guys who don't know, see me in person or not see me in person, I have a tendency to stare off into space. So don't take it personally. I just don't make a lot of eye contact. It's my little ADHD brain. So I actually feel like a woman here coming through for you, Debbie, who's actually sharing with me. She had like multiple health issues before she passed. So she didn't just have one thing. She had a few different health issues. She says that something else happened though, that kind of undercuts everything. So it's like she had a health issue. She knew she wasn't well. And then she's got like a bunch of different things she was dealing with. You might have helped her, daughter might have helped her. You definitely seem younger than her when she's coming through. She feels more like a mother figure to you. But I don't know that she's actually your mom. I just know she had a bunch of stuff wrong with her. And then she gets this other disease, or not a disease, but maybe like a virus or something like that comes, pulls the rug out from under her. When I'm looking at her, she has a big smile on her face because I know she's well. But she definitely was not before she passed away. And I keep getting the feeling that you or a daughter of hers helped her. So either you're her daughter or so it's for you.
Scam call.
But I just want to say that it feels very like motherly toward you,
right?
And talks about you taking care of her or you being there for her, but not just you. You might have a sibling as well. So would that be true? Do you got a mom over there like that?
I've got a grandmother.
Well, she's your grandma, but was she also like a mom? Because she gives me all these mom vibes with you, like she's wrapping her arms around you. So she's telling me, though, that you talk to her. She's like a guardian for you, and she's very happy to be here, like to talk to you, to let you know she's here, but it's because she has somebody younger with her. So it's like there is a younger person there who seems younger than you. Feels male, kind of unexpected passing. But there seems to be a man with her who's like significantly younger than her. So he could be her grandson. I don't think it's her son. I mean, unless he died pretty young. But it seems like this lady is a very strong-willed, independent woman who had to take care of a lot in her life. And so whoever this man is that's with her, I think he died like unexpectedly, but it feels like almost like a grandson. But it could also be a great grandson, but it's someone in her family. And also, I know this is your grandma, but is this your mom's mom?
Yes. Okay.
And so is there a younger male on your mom's side who's died unexpectedly? Yes. I feel like he's coming with her, like she's got him. I'm supposed to tell you they're together. But you also know this man. Is that true? The younger guy, right?
I know him, yes.
Okay. You met
we grew up together. But
That's fine. He just met you. That's what he's telling me. He knows you, but she seems to be with him. That brings her a lot of happiness because of the way he died or something like that. So your grandma's like with him. She also has your grandfather over there too, who I think died before her. And so there's just a man over there that she would have had kids with or something. So I feel like both your grandma and grandpa on your mom's side are in the spirit world, and that you have a cousin or they have a great grandson or something like that over there. So would that all be true so far?
the grandfather died after her.
After her. Okay. So I'm
But
getting the order wrong. So he goes kind of quicker and he seems to be standing next to her. So obviously I'm getting the order wrong, but they all seem to come together as a team. And do you also, your mom's still living, but are you helping her?
Trying.
Okay. Your grandma is talking about your mom and talking about you helping her and talking about you like, I don't know, like trying to make a difference for your mom, but your dad's in the spirit world as well. Is that true?
Yes.
And he also seems to be very connected to whatever's going on with your mom. So it looks like everybody's trying to help, maybe inspire something to, because she, your mom's kind of hard-headed or like it just seems like they're all trying to help you, but she is super stubborn. And so it's like no matter what you do, sometimes you feel like your hands are tied because your mom's like not cooperating. And I feel like her family is here saying that, but I also feel like your dad is here saying that. And they're kind of joking because I feel like that's maybe standard fare for your mom, or she's not always the most cooperative. They definitely love her, but she likes to do things her own way. And she also is kind of like not maybe her thinking is kind of a little off. So I don't know what's going on there. I just feel like the way she's seeing things or thinks things are going to progress is not happening the way she's seeing it. So I just feel all these spirits. I also think you have an uncle over there as well, but I think you've got two uncles. I think you got one on your mom's side and one on your dad's side, because there's double the uncles, and then your dad, and then your grandparents on your mom's side and your grandparents on your dad's side. And I think there's also an aunt over there as well that might be married into the family. So it's like they're all, does this all make sense so far?
Yes.
Okay. So I just want to let you know, your mom's a hard case. It's not easy dealing with her. And I know that all your loved ones see that. And I know that they know how hard you're working to kind of like help her just, I don't know, like preserve herself. But do you live with her?
No.
Okay, then are you with her a lot? Or do you have a sister that lives with your mom?
I have a cousin that lives with my mom.
Okay. Is it a female cousin though?
No.
It seems like a nurturing kind of influence then. So if it's a male cousin, it's still somebody's trying to nurture your mama. And so I'm assuming it's your cousin, but I don't know as well. So it's not you, it's your male cousin, I guess. But it just seems like there's a lot of energy being devoted to helping your mother. Mm-hmm. So I want to let you know. Oh, and you also have kids. Mm-hmm. And your mom's a grandma, though. Like your mom's alive, but she's a grandmother to your kids, but there must be some other kids or something, because your mom seems to be holding on to family and her grandkids, and she just isn't herself, though. So I don't know what's going on with her, but I feel like there's all these spirits around her trying to help her inspire happiness with her or joy or something like that, because she needs a little bit of that. And so it's like she needs to lighten up a little bit or something, is what they're telling me. Your dad says that it's just been really hard for her, just because how she is. It's not like, oh, it's really hard for her, like life is awful. It's hard for her, like maybe sometimes it's hard for her because she's difficult. So I'm sure your mother's lovely. I'm not trying to be mean.
She is difficult.
She's difficult.
Yeah.
And so that's why your dad's kind of like, she needs to lighten up or find a little joy or something like that, because that seems like that's a big freaking deal.
Right.
So I just want to tell you that.
Okay.
And I also want to say that your relationship with your mom might be stressful. It might be that you and her aren't necessarily feeling as connected as you would like. You might want more from your relationship with your mom than what you currently have. Your dad is saying that. So I just want to let you know that there's a lot of inspiration trying to happen, like, or spirit trying to influence your mother, so that she becomes a little more receptive, open to things, maybe finding some joy in things, because she's not very joyful at the moment. And so I just want to throw that out there. So that's what I'm picking up. You got a bunch of dead people around your mom. Your grandma loves watching you as a mom. She said you did all kinds of things your grandma taught you. You taught your kids. She thought that was cool, because they still teach that kind of stuff. And I think you also have some of your grandmas, because your grandma is very different than your mother. Like, her energy is like night and day. So that lady is coming through talking about like all these like hobbies and things she did with you at her house, and how she felt so connected to you whenever she got to spend time with you. So I just kind of feel that very strongly with her. And I just want to let you know that your grandma thinks you're freaking awesome. So you're tolerating your mother. Your dad is also, everybody's like, yeah, it's a lot. But I'm sure she's lovely. Did you want to ask me something, or is somebody missing who you would like to hear from?
Bill.
Okay. And is Bill closer to your age than all these other people? Like, and he would have been sick before he died, and he's giving you like a little heart. So is Bill like a brother or a husband of yours?
No.
Then, huh?
We were really close.
He seems like he loves you. So that's why I don't know if he's brother, husband. He could be just your best friend. But before he died, would that be true for him?
Yes.
And like a longer term kind of situation, like he had something for a while that's kind of like going on in the background, and then he says, and then it all just kind of unfolds. And it's actually really heartbreaking, because I know you said he's a close friend, but it seems like there's a lot of love between the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
Like he feels very close to you. So I know you said he was just a good friend, but it seems like he's saying that you helped him as well at the end of his life. And you might have even had conversations with him about this kind of stuff. Because he says he was prepared to visit you. And that you guys might have had a conversation about these kinds of things when he was alive. Is that true?
Yep.
And so he had a plan. And he's like, how do you think? So he's telling me, he's like, why do you think you agreed to do this? He's like, right here. And so you were waiting to talk to him, and he likes his private invitation of you calling him Bill, because all the other people that are over there are all family, but Bill's like a little more sentimental when he's coming through. But did he have cancer, or did he just have like a disease that was just eating him up?
He had a bad heart.
Okay. He just says it's like deteriorating, eating him up, is what he's telling me. But he's good now. And so it's interesting he had a bad heart, because he had a really good heart.
Mm-hmm.
He had a very kind, good heart. So even if it wasn't physically the best, it certainly was in a metaphorical sense, because that man would give anybody the shirt off of his back. He's very giving, very generous of spirit, very much to you as well. He got you through a lot of hard times, is what he's telling me. He goes, but vice versa. And I just feel like he really loved you. He said you guys used to spend hours talking about nothing, but it was the best conversations, is how he's saying it. So he's like, we had the best conversations, even though some of those conversations were merely just you guys just yucking it up, talking. But I really feel like this guy was very attached to you, and I feel like you were very attached to him. So he does feel like that heart companionship kind of connection with you. And he's definitely telling me you meant a lot to him. You walk around and talk to him all the time, and he loves that. He's just like, I didn't even know. He heard what you said, but he didn't really know that this would work. You know what I mean? Like, he heard what you said when he was alive, but he's like, but I didn't know. And so I just feel like that's kind of his personality. Did he have a sister that died before him, or a wife? Or there was a female over there that met him when he died that seems like she would also be in your age group, but I don't know that you know her. I know he did. So did he have like a sister or sister-in-law or friend who would have died also from an illness, but would have died before him because she was there when he got there? Is the way he's talking about it. So do you know anybody like that connected to him?
No, his sisters are still alive. So the only one would be his mom, and she would be older.
And she would be older.
It could be
it could be somebody else, or it could be his mom, and I'm just getting something wrong. I'm not dead, so I'm perfectly fine being wrong sometimes. But I have to say that Bill is sending you love. And he's also sending you a laugh, because he definitely has a good sense of humor when he comes through, and he says you miss that. He loves you talking to him. There's something of his that's small that you have that's like just a memory kind of thing. So I don't know, maybe you guys went on a trip and have like a special coin or a keychain or something. He talks about like just being right next to you, communicating with you, that you talk to him, communicate with him. He hears from you. You want to make sure he's okay. You want to make sure he's still around, that he made it okay, that he's with all these people that he loves. And he's come to you in a dream. And he also keeps showing me like big hawks and birds and stuff like that, like eagles or hawks or whatever that are flying in front of me. And he's just telling me he's been visiting you and trying to let you know that he's doing just fine. He knows your dad, apparently they met, and your grandma likes him too. So he's getting the approval of all the dead people that have come. And they're all like, he's like, I met everybody. We all met up. We're all around you all the time, like up in your business. So I just want to let you know that he's here too. And he has the biggest smile on his face that's like a mile wide. So I know that he's well, and he appreciates all the kindness, because you only say good things about him. And he says, from her mouth to my ears. Now, obviously he doesn't have ears, but he hears you, and that's what he wants you to know. He hears you. So keep talking to him. And I appreciate that you decided to come on and do this. It's all recorded too, so it will be on Facebook and YouTube and all the things, so you'll be able to have it. But you're very, and he also appreciated his private invitation. So I just want to let you know that, and I want to let you know that they're very peaceful, and all is well.
Thank you.
So, you're very welcome. Thank you. And I hope that the rest of your night is absolutely awesome.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah. And it was nice to re-meet you, apparently.
Thank you.
So, all right. Have a good night. Bye-bye. All right, you guys. Oh shit. What did I just do? Hold on. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple more readings, or at least one more, maybe two more. I want to do that. I also want to let you guys know that my open house is on the 27th. If you want to RSVP, that is the best way to do it, because at a certain point, we're going to have to cut off the RSVPs. So if you could, oh, and Steph, if you're watching this, maybe we can make it so the RSVP can specify whether they're going to attend online or in person, because that would be helpful, because the online people can be 1 million, but in person, maybe like 150 or whatever. We're real close. So if any of you have, if I've read you before, or not read you before, but if you've ever taken classes from me, and you want to come to my open house and do some readings, practice readings for tips with clients and stuff of mine, we have areas set up and available for that. That's a good way to get your name out there. People that come that are my students, even though I haven't taught classes in a little while, there's like the way that I teach, there's ethics. And so it's like very ethical. The people that will be out there that are students just understand that they are students. And some of them might have business cards and be able to give you that. And that would be awesome too. But if any of you are students and you want to private message me, that would be great, because we need as many students as possible out there doing readings. And it's a great opportunity to practice. And you also can do tarot cards, oracle cards, medium readings, psychic readings. I've taught it all. So whatever you want to do, you can come do. There's plenty of people who would be interested. Also, I do a lot of giveaways at these open houses, because it's my way of like giving back after doing this for 20 years. So I've been doing them yearly. And so I give away 2 free half-hour readings. I give away a house blessing that will be in person within 50 miles of the event, with my friend Missy, who I went to high school with, who I'm going to teach her how to bless a house. So we'll come bless your house. There's a blessing kit. I might also do a couple of free giveaways for people who are watching online. So they might be able to participate the way Debbie did in some of these online readings, because it's really cool to get to like bring people on and get to talk to them. Hello to everybody saying hi. Stephanie's putting up the information, so make sure you RSVP to the event, and eventually we will have to close off the RSVPs. So I'm letting you know now. I mean, obviously you have till the 27th, but I have a feeling we're very close to our threshold of physical people. So online is great, but you won't be able to get a reading that way. I also am going to do like a little mini class on how to bless and clear your house before and after the holidays. So you guys kind of like have a way to understand that, and do some Q&A about all things Halloween and stuff, since it will be on the 27th. And my office is decorated like a Halloween extravaganza right now, because Mike's mom came with Michael, and they put up all this Halloween stuff. And there's a little statue in front of my office that says the witch is in. I think they were referring to me. So anyway, so I'm very excited about that. But I'm going to do another reading. I wanted to kind of touch on this because this happened at the end of the last live that I did last week. There was a man that came, and I think his mom was watching, but she may have tuned out by the time I finally got to this reading. But he's back, and I wanted to touch on that because this is somebody's son. And I do feel like his passing is really fast. I have never talked to him. So I just want to be clear about that. I know I got plenty of people on here who are watching, who I've done readings for, connected with their sons, connected with their families, all that stuff. This is not someone I know. I just want to be very clear about this. So whoever is watching does not or has not ever had a reading from me personally, and never on here or anywhere else, because the young man that dies, who dies unexpectedly with drugs in his system. I don't know that that's how he died, but he had drugs in his system or they're involved somehow. He looks young. He looks like he's in like his early 20s. He leaves behind a sister. He leaves behind a mother. I think his dad is alive or separate from him. And he is telling me he's never done this before, but he is trying to get a hold of his mom because she has been so devastated. But the thing about the mother is that somebody told her to be on here, and that person might also be on here because it's two people. And recently doing these, I just kind of like to wait until I find where the person belongs so that I can make sure the information is as accurate as possible. I understand lots of loved ones that have passed away and you guys want to talk to them. I totally get that. I will do as many as I can. I do readings in my office all day, and that's what I've been doing all day today. And so I am just looking because I feel like there's two people on here connected with a dead guy who I've never talked to before. He dies unexpectedly. And somebody else told his mom to be on here, and she might have been on last week and not stayed on, or thought she was coming on last week and then didn't, because whoever this guy is, at the end of the thing last time he came and I couldn't identify him, and I told him that he could come back this week, and he's here loud and proud. So what do we got? Kristen Anaya. Have I ever read you before? Because this kid is not anyone I've ever met. At least not through you. He said he's supposed to be here. You were planning on talking to him. He has like a grandfather or somebody with him. There's a man with him watching over him, taking care of him. He says there's more than one person watching, and he's here to kind of like make his presence known, because he's supposed to say he's okay because his mom's been talking to him a lot, and that's what he's telling me. So Kristen Anaya, have you said no? I've never read you before. Just to verify that, because this dude is like, I'm supposed to be here, and he's like pretty loud in my head. Because this is his jam. He was going to come. There's been a whole bunch of discussion about him and about him showing up and him being here, and he better be here, is my sense. There's a lot of people telling him he better be here. So I don't know, Kristen, if that's you. But if it is, let me know if this information is clicking with you. I don't know who Lynette Anaya is. So I don't think I'm with a man. This guy is very specifically that his mom is here. And that, yeah, she's my mom. Okay, Kristen, do you have a son in the spirit world? Do you have a son in the spirit world? And are there other people watching this who know your son and know you? Kristen Anaya. Yes. Yeah, I've never read her before, right? No, she said no. Oh, okay. All right. And there's other people watching. Okay. So, Kristen, I am going to give you the link. Sorry, Kyle. I feel like I'm with Kristen because there's multiple people attached to her. So I may do another reading after this one. So give me just a moment. But this kid, he's like a lot. He's like, I'm supposed to be here. So I'm going to put the link as soon as I figure out how to do this invite. I'm going to put the link in here, and this link is strictly for Kristen. So if Kristen hits it, awesome. And then if there's anybody else watching, you're welcome to comment as we go. But I am going to talk to Kristen. Kristen, you can come on camera if you want, or you can just do audio. It's totally up to you. But I'm assuming you were watching last week, or you maybe had an idea of coming on last week, because this guy acts like he was talking to me and I missed it or something. And I probably did. But this is, yeah. So I will just wait for her to kind of get on here and we'll talk to him. He seems raring to go. So I just feel like that's kind of his personality too. He's a little impulsive, kind of does some dumb shit when he's alive, but he has a smile on his face because if anything, he's charming and endearing and people really like him. So as he's showing up, Kristen, let's see if you can click that link. We'll send it one more time and do it that way. Just see if you can click it, because if you click it, I should be able to allow you in. So that is so we'll try it one more time. And if it doesn't work, we're going to, there you are. There you are. Okay. Hello. Hi. How are you?
I'm okay.
Good. Have I ever met you before?
About 13 years ago.
Oh, that's a minute. Okay. But I didn't talk to your son at that time, right? Because
No.
I feel like he's brand new to the party, but he knows exactly what he's doing. So were you online last week, or were you coming on? And I didn't get to him, but he came at the end and he was like, my mom. So I didn't get to you, but here we are. Now I'm talking to you. And I feel like this is kind of, I feel like there's chemicals in his system when he dies. I feel like he did something kind of impulsive, makes a mistake, something like that. But he seems very attached to you. So I think you and your son were pretty close.
Yeah.
He is telling me, though, he made some kind of a mistake. So I don't know what the mistake is. But he is coming through to like embrace you and let you know he's here. He keeps telling me like you've been needing him. You just need him. He says it's like this. It's not just that you want to make sure he's okay. It's beyond that. With him, it's like you just need him. Like you want to know what he thinks of things. Like some shit's definitely changed since he's died. He says you've had to like deal with a bunch of stuff you weren't anticipating dealing with connected to your son. And he's just saying it's been a heavy load on your shoulders. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like he keeps saying he's sorry he isn't here, just because there's stressful things attached to him that don't seem to have any resolution. And was someone with him when he passed?
We were all at the house, but
Okay.
he was down in his room.
Yeah, he just says he made a mistake. So does that make sense to you? Because he says he wasn't alone. So there was obviously people in the house, but he said he made a mistake. So does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
And so that's what he keeps telling me. I made a mistake. And I also, did he have kids?
No.
Okay. Then young people that he communicates with. So I don't know if he has nieces, nephews, what.
He has a little nephew.
Okay. There seems to be kids that talk to him. And he also is telling me, though, like, you have a lot of his stuff still in the same place, or you've kept everything very similar, is what he's telling me, even though that hasn't been easy. So it's like maybe you have to change some things or whatever, but he says that you're keeping something very sacred connected to the end of his life. So it could be like his stuff, it could be his room, it could be whatever, but he talks about you keeping him sacred. And I would also say that there might be something there about his remains, possibly being cremated, or he just keeps saying it's sacred. What she did is sacred for me. And so he's also talking about being sent into the spirit world or having a service where you and a million people have sent him 1 billion prayers. He has gotten every prayer, like overwhelmed in it, like washed in love. But he says that it was very sacred, however he gets to, like, he goes to the spirit world, everybody dies, they all go to the same place. But it's very sacred. He has an older man over there that I feel like might be like a grandfather of his or something.
My dad.
That's your dad. He's standing right behind him. So it's like he wants you to know they're together. So your dad died before your son. Is that true?
Yeah.
And he's been gone for a while. Is that also true? Like over 5 years or something? Like your dad's been over there a minute. But he said that when your son died, he was there and got your son. So your son has been with your dad. And your dad's different. Like your dad seems to have mellowed out or something from when he was alive. So he's standing there with your son, but he's wanting you to know that they're together. And the son also has, like, you have a grandma on your mom's side who I feel like you were pretty close to. She's been gone a long time as well. I think it's on your mom's side. It could be on your dad's side, but there's some older lady over there with your son as well. And there's a dog over there that looks like a pit bull. Or it's like got short fur, and it's like a dog that's supposed to be scary that is not scary. And so he's got that dog with him. He's got his grandpa with him. He's got like a great grandma with him. He's got some friends over there as well that had died before him. And he's saying that he is very much at peace, but he's been trying to visit you. Not to tell you something was wrong. He's been trying to visit you to tell you he's okay. He's like, I made a big mistake. And he just keeps saying that. But he doesn't want you to think that you missed something or you weren't paying attention or whatever. He just says you keep thinking this. And he's saying that that's not true. Or I always tell people this, the thing that keeps us from our loved ones, the veil that they talk about is grief. So if you have all these woulda, coulda, shouldas, they keep him separate from you and make it so you can't necessarily feel him around you, but he is 1,000,000% around you. He said he's not going anywhere. And he smells like a teenage boy. So he's got like this Axe body spray stuff that's like all over my face right now. And he's just saying, sometimes you're walking down the hall and you're like, is that? And he's like, yeah, it is me. He smells like that. And he also smells like some kind of smoke, but it's not cigarette smoke. I'm not exactly sure. It might be weed.
Yes.
He smokes cigars. So I think it's weed and Axe body spray. And I feel like that is your son in a nutshell. No offense. He just is like that kid who, when he comes through, he wants to make sure you know his personality is still the same. Because he doesn't, and he loves that dog. And he's just saying, I'm still the same, Mom. Like, I made a mistake, but I'm good. And he's been, you've had all these reminders of him, all this crazy shit that's happened. And you know he's trying to communicate with you. You just don't know what he's trying to say. What he's trying to say is he's okay. What he's trying to say is stop with all the woulda, coulda, shouldas. He's here. He's also saying you did all the right things by him, because there's like some kind of chemical in his system before he dies. It's making him kind of off. And so I don't know what that is. And then he says there's a mistake. And he says that it's like so horrible because whoever found him, because he was found, he says it was just like a nightmare. So you that found him. I'm sorry. I know this is hard. Was it you that found him?
No,
Okay.
it was his biological dad, 2 of his friends, and his sister.
Okay. And his sister, because it's his sister that he's talking about the female that was there. I just assumed it was you. But what he's saying is that nightmare, and it is a nightmare. He says there's like screaming, and
Yeah.
he says that everybody like lost it, and he keeps saying, I wasn't thinking. And so he's saying that, and he heard everybody and all the things they were saying and stuff like that. And everybody was like just in shock. And so he said, I was there. Like he was still present. His soul was still there. And he saw everything that happened. And he just definitely did not mean for things to go in that direction. So I want to let you know that he is okay. He says, you've had a couple of dreams, but they're kind of dicey.
Yeah.
So it's like you see him and then there's other weird shit that happens. And, I always tell people, I'm like, you have your grieving subconscious mind and then you have your soul that's visiting him. So you may just see a glimpse of him and see that he's well, but then the rest of the dream just goes off the rails. But just know he's been visiting you, and he visits your mother, and he visits his sister, and he visits his dad, and he's got a bunch of buddies. And he's like, not just that, he talks about that at his service, or somebody did a private service. It's almost like, sometimes people like pour a drink out for someone. He said they smoked weed for him. So it's like somebody was smoking in his behalf, is what I want to say. And I feel like he liked that, and he liked the music, and he liked the energy of everything. And he says, my mom took care of me, and the sister, and all these random pictures and things that you've gotten from people that you never even knew existed. He's like, Mom, I'm telling everybody to give you this. And he also, there's tattoos. He has tattoos. People are getting tattoos. Tattoos are a thing, is what he's talking about. So I don't know who that is. It's more than one for sure. And he says that he visits you at night and touches your head. And he says you light a candle for him, and you pray for him, and you love him. And so does your mother, and so does his sister. So he's just wanting to acknowledge all of this, because he says you've been waiting to hear from him. And he cut off every other dead person that was here. And I am telling you, he cut off hundreds of fucking people, because your son doesn't give a shit. He was like, I'm talking to my mom tonight. And he's like, you missed me last week. I'm back. And that was the plan. So I just want to tell you, you can look at the recording from last week.
I did. And that's about the time I got off too, because I heard you say something and I was like, oh, and I just got off.
Yeah. He was like, my mom was there. She was going to talk to me. And then I didn't get to it. So he's just like, I'm back. And that is your son. Your son is persistent as fuck right now. And so he says, you're not, there's no escape here. He's your son indefinitely. And he always will be. And he says that he can see everything going on right now. And he knows how much everybody loved him. And the other thing is, he tells me there's a light that goes off in the corner of your living room. That might have like a flicker to it, but it's like an LED bulb. Or am I right about that? It looks like an LED bulb. So I've never even heard of those flickering. But there's like a light that's an LED, or it doesn't look like a regular light bulb. It looks longer, and it looks like it has like some kind of a fuse thing, but it doesn't look like a regular light bulb. So I don't know what the hell that is, but I know that he says that he makes lights flicker in the living room specifically. Yeah. It's just a weird looking light that I don't know what it is, because it's not traditional. So I just want to tell you that and let you know that your son is very well, and he's with people over there, and he wants you to know he's okay. And that's what he's been trying to communicate to you. Not that you have anything you could have done differently. He appreciates everything you did at his service. He appreciates that it was non-traditional, and he appreciates that you went out of your way to make sure that he had everything he could possibly want or need. And I don't know, there's just tons of pictures of your son. I feel like he has absolutely no problems showing his face. He thinks he's quite handsome when he's going through, and he says there's lots of pictures of me like this. So I just want to let you know that and give you all the love from your son, because he is here. He says, I'm not going anywhere, Mom. I'm here, and I don't know who made you come on here or who pushed you onto this, but he said he was doing that. So he was telling people to tell you about this, so that way he could talk to you, because he knew, your son knew he was going to get through to me. And you know what? That is really irritating because he knows how it works. And sometimes they don't know, and I'm good with that. But he definitely knows what he's doing. He just says, oh, lots of people tell me how to do this. So there's lots of living people that told him to show up. And that's why he's doing this.
Did he say anything about his brother?
Living brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And is his brother younger?
No.
Okay. Then it seems like, wait a second. Is his brother shorter?
Yeah.
Okay. He acts like he's smaller. So I just feel like he might be being a smart ass.
No, he was the little big brother to everybody.
The little big brother. Okay. Because I'm like, there's a height difference here. But the thing about his brother is his brother's trying to help you. That's what he's telling me. So is his brother like trying to help you or his sister, like with some stuff that seems to be like, it's almost like he's looking out for him even though he's dead. So what he's telling me is my brother still got my back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here anymore. And he appreciates that because his brother still has his back. His brother's trying to help you. He keeps talking about that. And I think his brother might have a kid, or there's something like this, your son's an uncle. And he's telling me that he loves his brother, and he's sorry that his brother had to go through all this shit, because part of it's your son's fault. And that's what he's telling me, or he's kind of owning that. But he's trying to help his brother, like trying to inspire him to heal and get better, because his brother is kind of a hot mess right now. And he says, you ask me, Mom, to watch over everybody. You've specifically asked him, like, hey, if you're going to be dead, be a guardian angel for everybody. And he is absolutely 100% that guardian angel. And he says he's a guardian angel for his brother as well, but also for his friends. And we're getting to the end. He says, Mom, every time you smell me, it's me. Every time you smell weed, it's him. Every time you smell Axe body spray, it's him. Every time you hear his laughter, he says you can hear him laughing still. You look at his pictures sometimes, and it's almost like it comes to life, or you can picture him about to talk to you. Or something. And he's like, Mom, it's all real. I am visiting. It's not your imagination. And all the conversations you're having in your head are also real and not your imagination. So he says, tell his grandma that. He's got like an aunt or some lady that talks to him all the time, and he communicates with a shit ton of people. So I just feel like that is his energy, and him wanting to let you know he's at peace no matter how he died. So I just want to say that to you. Keep talking to him. And I am so incredibly sorry for your loss. So you guys watching, if you can send her all the love or all the hugs, all the hearts, that would be awesome. I'm very sorry for your loss. I know he's okay, but that doesn't change the fact that you lost your son. And so it's great that they're fine and that they're doing well and all that stuff. But it doesn't repair the broken piece of your heart that will always miss him.
My health has went down really, really, really bad since then.
You have heart stuff going on with you.
I have a heart monitor on right now.
Okay. This is, I feel like, take care of your heart. Your heart is like literally broken. So, but the thing is he wants you to heal. He's like, Mom, you got a lot of shit still to do. So you got lots still to be here for, but your heart is broken, like literally broken. So having to use a heart monitor, that makes perfect sense to me. I think you will get through this. Your dad says that because you're tough and you've been through like a bunch of shit in your life. So
Yeah.
this is awful. But what I can tell you is this is the worst thing you'll ever go through in your life. So anything else that happens, you'll make it, because this is the worst thing that will ever happen. And I hate to say that, but I also want to say, let that give you strength as well. Because when you move forward in your life and horrible things happen, which they inevitably do because life is a shit show, just know the worst times are behind you, even though you're still kind of moving through that right now. So your son absolutely loves you. So just know he's around constantly. He's swirling around you like a little tornado. I mean, I know you want him around, but you couldn't get rid of him even if you tried. And not just that, he says, everybody tells me to be around you, Mom. And so that's what he's like. Everybody's telling me. He's like, I was going to do it anyway, but everybody's telling me, be around your mom. But he's like, but Mom, it doesn't matter if they tell me, I was going to do it anyway. So he just wants to be really sure about telling you that, and also say hi to his grandma and sister and brother and all these people that love him, because he is good, even though I know your heart is broken. So I am very sorry for your loss. This is all recorded, so you have a copy of it at least. It'll be on Facebook and YouTube and all that good stuff. But keep talking to him, okay?
Okay.
Keep talking to him. And he says the doctors know what they're doing. So keep the monitor. I feel like your heart's broken, literally. You lost your son. It feels like a part of you died with him. I don't know how else to say that. I think that when you lose a kid or you lose someone you really love, like a part of you kind of leaves at that time as well. He says that he always has part of you with him, but he is here with you because you are his connection to this world. You and all the people that love him, keep him connected and keep telling stories about him because he thinks he's hilarious. Any stories you want to tell about him, just know that he loves that shit. And keep telling him. He says it's funny. He likes it because there's crazy shit with him that he did impulsively. And now he looks back and he's like, I can't believe I lived through that. So it's like there's a lot of close calls with your son.
Yes.
But he said he's here now. He's intact and he loves you. So I just want to let you know that. And thank you for coming on tonight. And thank you for coming back on tonight so that we could do this. So I want to give you lots of love from your son. And keep talking to him, take care of yourself, and know there's some little kid that he talks to constantly.
It's his little nephew.
Yeah, he's constantly talking to him. So just know that's a thing. But it was very nice to meet you. And thank you for coming on here and doing this. I appreciate it. And I'm glad your son is such a pushy little
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, he is pretty proud of that. So I just want to let you know your son is definitely still your son. So he loves you. And make sure everybody knows he's good. So, all right, my dear. You're welcome. Have a wonderful night. And thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye. All right, you guys. I think that's going to be it. I did 2 half hours tonight, which is kind of different. But maybe that's what I want to do. Maybe that's how I like it. because I like doing like a half hour, not just trying to get everything in like 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever. And yeah, I might not do as many, but yeah, you also get to see what a reading is really like, what the experience is like, because I do readings at my office like this all the time. The beautiful thing is when you come to my office, it's only your dead people. Every once in a while, some random person comes in, but it's someone you know or someone who knows someone. But 99% of the time, it's just your people, not like in a setting like this. But I appreciate all of you tuning in. I appreciate all the love that you sent to the lady that was just on and the one in the beginning. And I think that what we're going to do is I'm going to figure out a way to structure this so that I can do readings that last a little longer on here. And maybe I'll only get to 2, but it will be like a better quality because I like that. That is more reflective of what a reading's like versus trying to just say a bunch of shit and hope it makes sense. That's what we'll do. We'll get that figured out. Just know RSVP to my open house. We'll eventually have to close the RSVPs. There is, specify whether you're going to come online or not. That's helpful. But you guys are definitely welcome to come. I do lots of free shit. I love having you guys out. And maybe one time before that, we might do another live. I'll have to see and let Stephanie kind of set that up. And I'm sorry I haven't got to read all your comments. Just because like when I'm in a reading, I'm in the reading. I don't usually go back and read them. However, just know that I will be doing this again. And if you have any friends or anyone that might want to watch, have them tune in. It's absolutely free, just like the open house is absolutely free. People come to me for readings and you pay for a reading. But if I do it like this, I am not charging anything. And also, please be very, very careful of the fact that there are a lot of shady motherfuckers out there who try to steal my name, steal my account, pretend to be me, message you, say to private message them, send them your information, whatever. Don't do that. That will never be me. I don't ever do that kind of stuff. If you are interested in meeting me in person, come to the open house. I'm going to give everybody a hug. And then I have my magical money oil. And I have $1 million bills, and they're not real ones, okay, unless you're in a movie. But they're Motion Picture Association $1 million bills, and I put the magic money oil on it, and I give you a hug and $1 million. So definitely come out for your hug and $1 million and to enter in all the free drawings and do all the fun shit that happens at my open houses. I absolutely love them, and I love getting to see you guys. So it was good seeing you tonight, and until we meet again, I hope you all have a fantastic evening.